Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today, Monday, March 31st, 2025. You may follow me on the book, the talk, the tube, the lemonade, the blue sky social, the fan base, the Insta, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We've got Heart's Hidden Secrets. I have two copies of this, I think. I just got them off Amazon when I got mine. I was getting ready to start, and all of a sudden I hear this knocking, and this knocking, and this knocking, and I go in the kitchen, and it's Harley in the sink, trying to get water out of the bowls, dirty bowls, in the sink. I'm like, you have a bowl of water, fresh water right there, like fresh water, and you want dirty water in the sink. Cats are like trash pandas. I swear to God, they're like trash pandas. Mine are like trash pandas. I don't get it. We got 3 on the table. 4 on the table. It's funny, these cards are like bent. Like they're... Here, I'll show you. Like they look like... Because when I first started doing tarot and oracle, I used them and I was shuffling them, and then I realized, like, don't shuffle them like that. You ruin your cards. So this deck is warped. We got 4 on the table, 5 on the table, 7 on the table. Let's see. Okay. Let's do 2 more shuffles. 2 more shuffles. We got 8 on the table. Last shuffle. I'm going to set this over here. We got 9. We've got intimacy, distance, curse, confusion, apology, realizations, breaking point, family, and bottom of the deck, divine feminine. You know how it is. Feminine, masculine, take heart, resonates. You can change that to a divine masculine. You can say divine alien. I don't really care. Okay? Say what you want. I'm going to read it as a divine feminine because it's just easy that way. This is like leftover electrolyte with a lot of water mixed in. Because I'm like, I don't have time to add in powder. I just want some water. Alright. Now let me put this up here so you can hear me better. Alright. I don't even know if I wore these this morning when I did affirmations. I was thinking about that at work too. I kept thinking about it, like, did I wear them? Did I wear them? And I should have looked at the videos this afternoon, but I didn't. So here's the deal. Someone that you're in separation from, that you could have been intimate with, okay? And you guys know how I feel about sex and intimacy. They're not necessarily the same thing. I don't think they're the same thing at all, honestly. Someone that you're in separation from, somebody that you were intimate with. This could even be like a friend that wanted more, okay? Like a good friend, past lover, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, take how it resonates. This this person feels like, how do I say this? Like your relationship in the past, whatever that connection was in the past, this person believes that it was like cursed. Like someone had a hex on it, someone used some witchcraft, someone, like did a little kitchen spell or something. Like, we don't want these two together. This person feels like there was some type of, that it just wasn't, like, in my mind, it's not even necessarily cursed. It just wasn't supposed to work out, right? Because sometimes with two people will come together. Again, this gives more like a friend that wants more, or if this is somebody you had sex with, this is somebody you were also intimate with. So you were probably in a relationship with them. That's why I didn't say casual. I didn't say friends with benefits. Because typically you wouldn't get intimacy in that type of situation. But like this person thinks that, like, you met, you got together, it didn't work out. And like I was just going to say, sometimes people are supposed to meet and it doesn't work out, right? And then, like 5, 10, 20 years later, like they come back together and it's like they never should have been apart. Because some things are fated and destined to happen when they're supposed to happen. I also think God is a little magic maker, a little mischief maker, because sometimes I think like he'll deliberately like give a little tease, right? It's almost like a little tease, and then it'll be like, "Nah, you're not going to work out." And then like 5 years later, hey, guess who's coming back? It's like, damn it, why do you got to do that? And we always talk about, especially like twin flame connections, right? Like I'll talk about how like you're supposed to meet and trigger each other to heal, but then you're not supposed to be together. And I believe that. I don't really believe that most twin flame connections are supposed to be together. I believe in that connection. I just don't think that most of them are meant to be together. You're supposed to trigger each other to heal, and you're supposed to go about your lives and do your own thing. Like that was the purpose. But we don't really talk about how sometimes crazy things happen. You meet someone, you're getting along good, whatever, and then it just doesn't work out, you know? You know what this kind of reminds me of? This energy kind of reminds me of a little bit is When Harry Met Sally. If you ever watched When Harry Met Sally, if you've never watched it, I fully suggest you watch it because it's a very good movie. Very funny. Um but yeah, it when you watch When Harry Met Sally, it very much gives you like that, like it was always destined to happen when it was supposed to happen. If you don't know When Harry Met Sally, that's Oh God, is that Meg Ryan, right? Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal. Carrie Fisher is in it. And I can never remember the guy. I can never remember the name of the guy that Carrie Fisher ends up with, but a very good movie. Very good movie. This person feels confusion over this connection because of the way they feel about it, because the way that they feel like it was cursed, like it was deliberately like the kibosh was put on it, right? Something my mom always says, the kibosh. I don't even know what that means. I should really look that up. I think I heard that in Sopranos too. Did I hear that in Sopranos? The kibosh. Put the kibosh on it. This person is confused because they feel like it was cursed. They feel like it really should have been, but like something or someone put a stop to it. They're confused about it, but they want to come in with some type of apology and be like, "Hey, I know it didn't work out between us the first time, but like can we not try again?" This person with the realizations, epiphanies, understandings, awakenings, breaking point, they're at their limit, final straw, overwhelmed. This is okay, and take how it resonates, because I don't want to. I don't want to. With the family card, like I get strong, like they want to have a family with you, but I also recognize that not all families are the same, right? That doesn't necessarily mean popping out kids, having the babies, especially if this is like an older couple where that you would be past that. Um, Two people is a family. I consider myself a family. I'm just one person with four cats. I consider myself a family. You can take how that resonates for you. Whatever the case, this person wants to come in. They want a commitment. Family is commitment. If you're out there having families with people and you don't think that's a commitment, you need to I don't know. You need to rethink that, because family is commitment. Fertility, parenthood, pregnancy. There are plenty of couples that get married that don't have kids. That get, a couple dogs, a couple cats, a couple gerbils, whatever, a snake, I don't know. And they're perfectly content. And I would look at them and I would say family. I was reading an article today on my phone. I can't remember where it was posted, if it was Facebook or TikTok. But it was an article, and it was like, if you haven't realized by now in the year 2025 that sex has changed, meaning man, woman, androgynous, queer, unidentifiable, like there's all kinds of people out there. There's all kinds of races out there. There's all kinds of families out there. Like, it is 2025. And we literally have a government that's trying to ban gay marriage. They're trying to get rid of illegals. They want to take away women's rights. There's so many crazy things going on out there, and this article was just like, do you really think you're going to stop it? Because when you think about those things, LGBTQIA, all the different races that are out there, all the different religions. It's a melting pot. Women, men, women judges, doctors, military, teachers, men doing that as well, right? Like, to say in the year 2025 you're going to take it back to 1940, 1950. Shit, women, when did women get the right to vote? When did women abortion became legal? In what, the 70s, the 80s, the 70s? Women couldn't even have their own checking account until the 70s. And we want to go back? It's the year 2025. If people are out there and they can't open up their mind to possibility and change and growth, then what are we doing here? Then why are we here? It's kind of funny because I was thinking about this today. A friend of mine admitted to me that her friend basically tossed her to the wolves and didn't really want to have anything to do with her anymore, and was talking shit behind her back and all that. This woman that is doing this was my friend for almost 3 years. And about 2.5, 3 years ago, I walked away. And the friend that I talked to today watched me walk away and admitted to me today, I never thought she'd do to me what she did to you. And it really just got me thinking, because this woman, when she tossed me aside as a friend, and then projected all of her shortcomings onto me, as she's now doing to the other friend. At one point, she called me a racist. And this is and it shouldn't matter, but this is another white woman calling me a racist. And I was offended. She used the N-word in front of me, calling me a racist. And I was offended because, and I was thinking about it a lot today as I was at my pick station. When I was a kid, my parents told us, don't be racist. Don't say the N-word. Don't say any word that's derogatory towards anybody. Asians, Indians, whatever. Don't women, don't say, no, don't say that. It's a naughty word. This is the naughty word. You don't say it. And then I watched someone say it. I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but enough for me to be like, do as I say, not as I do. And I grew up knowing that I wasn't going to turn into that. That I wasn't like, I'm not racist. I'm never going to be racist. I'm never going to talk like that about someone else. I'm never going to accuse somebody of something. I'm never going to be like, oh, I don't like you because you're yellow. Oh, I don't like you because you identify as gay. Like, never, ever am I going to disassociate myself from any and all possibility of humanity out there. And I knew this as a kid. Because when one of my family members said the N-word after telling me, a year or so before, don't say the N-word. And then they say the N-word. And it's like, well, that's interesting. And it's a shock to your system because you're a kid. I was probably maybe like 9 or 10. And I just remember thinking, like, I am never going to wear that mask. Like, I may not be the most competent person in race relations, right? I may not know everything there is to know about everybody out there, but I'm willing to try. And I'm willing to be open and honest, and I'm willing to be there for any human out there. I don't even know how I got on this rant, y'all. I feel really bad for my friend. I'm not gonna lie. She really had her eyes opened, I think. And actually I started to cry for her, when we were at work, and she's like, "No." She's like, "Don't do that. She's not worth it." And I said, I said, all the time that you invested in that friendship, and it was worth it to you, but it wasn't worth it to her. That's worth a good cry in my book. I'm just saying. Because that's a loss. At the very least, you wasted your time. That's a loss. And at the most, you put your faith in someone that you thought loved you as much as you loved them. It's a hard pill to swallow. I don't even know how I got on that rant, y'all. Anywho. This person thinks of you as divine feminine, as a divine being. Like you are the ultimate. Like you're the gift. This person might be a little pushy. I keep going back to the family card too. If this is someone that already had a family with someone else, this is like somebody, and that's not to say that you have to have kids, but this is somebody that would want to like integrate the families. Like, and this is just an example. Like if they have like two kids and you have three kids, like they would want those kids to get to know each other. Like they would want those kids to become friends. Even if they didn't really necessarily look at each other as like brother sister kind of thing, they would still want them to look at each other as like friends. Like they want that family dynamic. And I think that could technically hold true for an older couple too. Like if you have older kids, grandkids, like this is someone that would want to get to know your kids, your grandkids. I also think for some, this curse card, for some, this person thought kind of the opposite at the beginning. Like if the two of you were together and then broke up, like they just thought like, oh, well, that just wasn't meant to be. And then however much later they were like, wait a minute. Like we had all this in common, we did all these things together, like we were really good friends, da 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 da. And that, because I feel like someone out there thinks they kind of cursed the past relationship. Like they kind of put a stamp on it, like, oh, this is what it was, out the door. And then, months, years later, they're like, wait a minute. That actually was like the best connection I've ever been in. Why did I toss that aside? I also think for some that this person coming back from the past is going to leave you confused. Because again, if this is years later, even if you're single and this person comes back years later, you're going to be like, dude, what are you doing here? Like the time has run out on that relationship. I mean, that's for you to decide. And I'm not, and I'm not getting like cheating or anything like that. I'm getting more of like just like a progressive, like it should, like we're just no longer compatible, or I don't think this is going anywhere. Or maybe it got a little stale for a second, or, and I know this is gonna sound, I mean, it's not odd, but it kind of is. The first thing I thought of when I thought like, oh, it was like a romance that didn't work out before and now this person wants to come back. The first thing I thought of was college. Like like if you're dating in high school and then you both get accepted to college, but they're two different colleges on two different sides of the country. I mean, technically most people would probably break up because, and even me personally, I don't really believe in long distance relationships. I don't really believe that those work. I guess it depends on technically the distance, right? A half hour, an hour is not a big a deal as somebody that has to drive, 1,000 miles away or get on a plane. But I was getting that kind of feel like two kids going off to college and just deciding to break up. And then, like 5, 10 years later, like, hey, don't I know you from somewhere? Didn't we go to high school together? It kind of has that vibe to it, like more of a natural just kind of breakdown of a relationship, and you break up and then years later like you run into each other. And again, it resonates with when Harry met Sally too, for sure. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there cuz I spouted for about 5 or 6 minutes about my own personal story. And I forgot how to intertwine it into the story. But if you got it, you got it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I guess the point was you make your own family, but sometimes sometimes that family doesn't end up working out. Yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.